In this video we're going to show you how to paint not one, not two, but three different Kharadron Overlord units. So for this video we are doing three different priming techniques depending on which colour scheme you want to do. So for the blue colour scheme we're going to be priming in black. In the red and gold one we'll be doing it in gold, just we've got a good solid colour of gold to start off with. And for the green and silver we're going to be priming in Leadbelcher. Now of course you could just prime all of these in black and then colour the appropriate parts in whichever colour you need, so Retributor Armour for this one and Leadbelcher for the green one, but this way it just makes it a little bit easier to get down those initial colours, and it actually speeds it up a lot quicker. So we're going to crack on with the blue one first. We'll get these away, start doing this one, and we'll crack on with the video. So the first colour we're going to be doing is Leadbelcher, and as you can see on this one we're going to be doing all of the head, even the parts that are brass in this one, because we can do an extra layer on top of the brass, just give it an extra bit of metallic. We'll do shoulder pads, the head, the backpack, the weapons, and the shoulder pads as well. So I'm using a GW small layer brush. Use whatever you want. I know these are base layers, but obviously we want to try and keep a lot of the paint away from any of the parts that are not going to be metallic in this, and the last thing you want to do is have to try and cover up lots of metallic Leadbelcher with your other colours. So like I said, you're just finding all of the parts that you've got here. You're doing the shoulder pads up here, you're doing the head parts around here, and you probably need two thin coats of this just to make sure you get a nice even coverage everywhere. All of these parts, these little parts here, so the little kind of belt buckles and the little pouches, do those in Leadbelcher as well. Just want to make sure that they're all covered. We're going to be doing the all of the kind of webbing parts in khaki, so these just cover those bits up at the moment. You do shoulder pads, and like I said, all the weapons here, these bits here, and the whole of this backpack. We will colour in part of these backpacks, but for the time being we'll do all of it. So I'm going to fill this all in and we'll get back once the Leadbelcher's done. So now the metallic's done, the next layer is going to be the blue, and we're going to be using Games Workshop Kantor Blue. Basically, as you can see on the model on the left, it's done. We're going to be going in between the arms, between the gloves and the shoulder pads. I'm going to do all of this cloth in here, all the feet as well. The shoes we're going to leave because we're going to be doing those black, but all of this we're going to do in Kantor Blue. Now with the black, it is actually a really good colour to help the blue stand out, because Kantor Blue is quite a dark blue as it is, so making sure that you've got that to have as your base colour really makes it stand out. Now you just want to be doing again two thin coats just into the areas. If you do get any on the metallics, it's not that bad because you can just go back over before we wash everything. I just want to go into there. I'm going to go all the way down here. Okay, got a little bit too much thinned. There you go. Need to go all the way around. Again, the belt buckle here and this sash, try and leave all of that because, well, I mean, we will be cleaning it all up with khaki colour, but it just makes it a bit easier to clean if it's not covered in multiple colours. Now I forgot to mention, in between the body and the arms you've got this kind of circular riveted bit that connects the arms. You want to do that Leadbelcher as well because it's a kind of mechanical joint that keeps the arms together. I know they're not robots, but it looked metallic. And again, you want to go in behind the backpack and just go in, covering all of these. I mean, we're going to be washing this and doing an extra colour to make it a bit brighter, but you want to make sure that you've got it all into the recesses, because that's exactly where we're going to be leaving this dark blue. We're going to be brightening it up, but just do the legs all the way around there. Fill that in a minute. Do these bits as well. So I'll finish all of this and we'll be back with the next colour. So now the Kantor Blue is done and you've done 2 thin layers. You can see it's really built up that kind of royal dark blue. The next colour we're going to be doing is all of the khaki, and we're going to be doing this on the straps and the gloves. There's not that much on the Kharadron models, but there's enough to go, and we're also doing this little sash here. I think it's meant to be some sort of like oil rag, but we're going to be using one of my favourites, and you've probably noticed it in the channel already quite a few times, Vallejo model colour khaki. Using a small layer brush again. So you can use a small base brush, but I just like the control that you get from layer brushes over everything else. And basically we're going to go in and we're just going to tidy up all of the little strapping bits and do the belt. Again, if you do get anything on the blue like I just have, you can quickly tidy it up afterwards. But we are speed painting these, so you just want to make sure you get every single part. Again, you want to be doing 2 kind of thin layers, make sure it builds up the colour. And with the black you will find that you will need to. The khaki, it is quite an opaque colour, but against black it does show out. You can see that a little bit, it's still quite showing patches of black through, so once that's dry you just go back and cover it back up. So we're going to be doing the straps behind here as well, this bit here, and then these gloves as well. So we do all of the hands, this bit here and up to there, and again it's the same for that side as well. So I'll fill all of that in, I'll do the second layer, and then we'll be back for the next step. So now the khaki is done and it's dry and you've tidied up all of the blue, it's time to do the start of the copper. So as you can see, I've kind of left the beard all silver, but you do the eye plates, the kind of respirator on the side there. You can do some of the little buckles and the pouches and the back for the respirator and the little pipe there, and any little attachments like this and the weapon you can do in it. And what we're going to be using is Citadel Balthasar Gold, so it's a nice kind of rich, it is a golden colour, but for me I use it for all of my copper. It's a great kind of golden brassy style colour, and we're literally just going to go in, do the face around there, and around here as well. And you may feel that you want to kind of do like the moustache part in the bronze. And then you do in here as well. Again, I'm just using a small layer brush just to make sure it goes where I want it to. We're going to wash all of this as well in a minute anyway, so it will kind of blend it all together. Get in between up there and that little pipe there. So I'll do it all the extra little bits now, and then we'll get ready for the wash stage. It's time to do the washes. So we're going to be using Agrax Earthshade on all of the khaki, the overalls, and the bronze Balthasar Gold. And then we're going to be using Nuln Oil, so the 2 favourites, on all of the metal Leadbelcher bits. So I'll quickly put that on and I'll show you what it looks like afterwards. So now that the washes have dried, you'll notice that most of the colours, because of Agrax and Nuln Oil, have now kind of washed down, a bit mucky and grubby, so time to get those layers back up. Now the first one we're going to do are the blue overalls, and we're going to do Hoeth Blue. What we're going to be doing is we're going to go in and we're going to leave in the recesses a little kind of thin line of the Kantor Blue and just cover up all of this area, so when we get to that, as you can see, it kind of makes it pop. So it's nice and easy. We're just basically going over exactly the same areas. There's no areas that we're missing. It's literally going to be the same. Again, like I said, you want a small layer brush, control, and you just want to be going in here, covering it all in. You'll see it just instantly brightens up. Now you can do 2 layers of this, see what it looks like once it's dried first, but like I said, you want to try and keep an equal shape around, leave that thin layer of Kantor Blue around, and it's showing already. So let's go around, do all of this, we'll do the next layer after that. As you can see, that Hoeth Blue has really kind of brought the life back into those overalls. Now the next bit we're going to be doing is all of the gloves, the wrapping, the belt, this kind of tarp sheet. I'm going to be using Camo Beige World War II. It's a bit like the khaki colour, just a tiny bit lighter, so it will just give a bit of extra definition. And we want to just be going in, leaving the kind of recessed shadows of the Agrax, but you just want to kind of be bringing back all of this back to life. You can see there already it's brightening up massively on the rag towels, leaving the recesses, and just highlight around. Again, the gloves, you want to be doing all of them. Try to leave them recesses showing, just like that, give a bit of definition. And be going in here, do the fingers, back of this as well. You can see I've got a little bit of the Hoeth Blue there, and just tidy that up at this stage. So I'll do the rest of the Camo Beige and we'll come back. As you can see with that Camo Beige, it's brought back to life those colours for his overalls and everything else, his gloves as well. So the next colour we're going to be using is GW Stormhost Silver. I'm going to be going over all the Leadbelcher parts now. We're going to be doing just the top highlights. You still want some of that shade showing. And then we're going to get on to the Balthasar Gold, which we're going to be using Hashnut Copper for. So this is what he looks like after Stormhost Silver. And here's just his body to kind of compare. Now we're going to be doing all of these Balthasar Gold bits that we did in Agrax. We're now going to do them in Hashnut Copper just to bring that back out and bring them all back to life. So just go over all of that, leave the recessed bits with a shadow, but we'll do Hashnut Copper and then it'll be basically ready to base. Now before he goes to basing, there is just one more little detail that we've got to do, and it's this little eye lens here and these two up here, and we're going to be doing just a quick little spot colour. It's the Citadel Contrast Blood Angels Red. Now you can choose what colour you want to do. I quite like red because it's a good opposite colour to the blue, so it stands out a little bit, but you just dab it on. You want to make sure you've not got too much. Just cover up the lenses like that. And there he is. Now before we base him, we're going to do just one very final thing, and that is paint his shoes in Vallejo Black. Now I know you might be saying, well, he's already black, but as you can see it's got quite a shine to it, and that's the primer. Vallejo Black's quite a matte black, so that will just dull down, so we'll paint them black and then we'll just do the base and he will be ready. And here's the finished model once you've finished the layers and done the base in. So for the second scheme we are going to be doing red and gold. So this is a little bit of an out there scheme. Might not be kind of for everyone, but I always like to try some different techniques and different wacky schemes compared to the norm. Gold has definitely helped base coat all of this model. We're going to be going over all of the robes and trousers in Mephiston Red to start off with, so we'll get that all sorted and then we'll have a look what it looks like after that. And here is Mephiston Red. Like I said, we've just done all the trousers and the kind of overalls as well. You'll notice I've done his eye Now on this one I've done both eyes, but if you can see, we can focus in on that eye there, it's got some sort of contraption. So what I'm going to be doing is painting this like a normal, doing the kind of washes as normal on the gold, and then on those eyes we're probably going to use some contrast just on some of the lenses just to make it pop on that side. But the next colour we're going to be using is Vallejo Khaki again, and for this one exactly like we did in the blue, we'll just highlight all of these little kind of little bits of cloth, the belt, bits on the back, that belt. Now these tools we're going to be doing those probably metallic, the same as the weapons as well. So as you can see, it's a very simple scheme. So I'm going to do those Leadbelcher as well, and we'll do the gloves khaki as well. So the actual, you can see there, the backpack, just do this inside bit Leadbelcher, that pipe Leadbelcher, do the tools, the sword, and we'll get back to see what it looks like afterwards. And this is what it looks like once all the khaki and the Leadbelcher is on. Now we get to the wash stage. So as always, Nuln Oil for the Leadbelcher, Agrax Earthshade for all of the khaki bits, and then you're going to be washing all of the gold parts with Reikland Fleshshade, and for the Mephiston Red cloth you're going to be using Carroburg Crimson. The crimson's used just to basically give it a bit more shadow, but also just keep that redness. So what we'll do, we'll put all the shades on and then we'll come back to do the next layers. So now that the washes have dried, we're going to be doing 4 different layers just to highlight this back up to normal colour. We're going to be doing Evil Sunz Scarlett, and we're going to be doing that on all of the red cloth, front and back. We've got Liberator Gold, some nice kind of silvery gold. I'm going to be putting this in all of the top bits of all of the gold that we've washed, just to bring back the colour. And as you can see, it kind of adds a nice shiny kind of silvery colour to it. Then for the metal parts, Stormhost Silver again, and for the cloths like the belt and the little back bits and the front parts, we're going to be doing German Camo Beige and Bonewhite from Vallejo. So let's get cracking and we'll have a look at this at the end. And here's what it looks like once you've done those final layers and the base is all done. So now we're going to do the green one. So as you can see, it's a lot of Leadbelcher. We're using that copper that we used on the blue one, the green, and then we're doing all the kind of boots and the leather straps in the brown. So what we've done, we've sprayed Leadbelcher because that is what a lot of the metal parts are. And first colour we're going to be using for the uniform is Vallejo model colour Russian green. Now this is quite a nice dark green, covers nicely, and basically you just want to put it in all of these areas where the kind of overalls are, and also where the trousers are as well, and anything down the kind of sleeves again. Just want to take your time, just making sure that you can get into every nook and not covering up the other bits. If you get a bit on the overall, like on the strapping bits, it's not too bad because we're going to be covering that up in a bit with brown, but try and not get it on the metallics because you're going to have to go back over them with Leadbelcher, which you obviously don't really want to do because it's already pre-base coated. But yeah, what I'll do, I'll fill all of this in and we'll come back once it is fully done. And that's what it looks like once the green is all done. So as you can see, it's a nice dark green. We are going to be highlighting it up, but as a base colour it's nice and good. The next thing we're going to be doing is doing all of these kind of straps down here, the waistline again, bit around there, and then we're also doing the boots as well. Now leave these bits here because those are going to be metallic, but everything around here we're going to do in the same colour, and we're going to be using Vallejo model colour German camo medium brown, so nice kind of rich brown. With the green, it kind of gives you quite a natural looking army kind of colour scheme. Let's use it now. With these little hooks here, try and leave the metallic hook showing. If you do end up covering it, it's not that big a deal, you can just go back over it, but you just want to kind of cover all of these. I'm just using a small layer brush again, just cover it up. Leave the centerpiece as well, we're going to be doing that in the bronze colour. You just want to make sure that you've got a good colour all the way through. The other thing we're going to be doing in this colour is the gloves as well, so we're going to do those as in the same colour. You can see here, do them and highlight them up as well. So I'll keep filling in all of this. So we'll just do the boots here and fill in all of this, and then we'll come back and show you the end result with the base colours done. And there he is with all the brown done. Now the next bit we're going to be doing are the brass parts. So as you can see for this one, he's got the bronze beard, bronze faceplate, and then some of the extra little sections on the body. Again, we're going to be using Balthasar Gold. It's exactly the same as the one that we used for the blue scheme. So I'll quickly highlight all of these bits up and then we'll see what he looks like afterwards. And now that the bronze is done, we're going to go to the wash stage. So exactly the same as before, the overalls, the brown and all of the bronze we're going to be doing in Agrax Earthshade, as well as the shoes. And then all of the silver metallics we're going to do in a Nuln Oil wash. So I'll get them on and then we'll get back to layering them up. And now it's time to brighten this guy up and get all of his colours on, so he starts looking like this. Now the first colour we want to be doing on the overalls is Lorraine green. It's a nice little kind of bright green. It'll complement well against that. We'll want to leave a little bit in the recesses of the darker green, but you're covering up all of that. Once that's dry, you then want to go War Boss green. So this will properly brighten it up and make it pop just like that. And you want to basically try and cover up as much of the Lorraine green as you can. So we're going to cover that all up, and then we'll get on to the metallics, which we're going to be doing Stormhost Silver, just like the blue guy, and we're going to be doing Hashnut Copper on all of this. Once we've done all of that, we'll then get on to the brown parts, which we'll do afterwards. So do all the metallics and the green, and we'll be right back. And here he is, all painted up with his greens and metallics. Now the final step we're going to be doing is highlighting that brown, and we're going to be using Baneblade brown, but we're not going to be going over all of it. We're just going to be doing the very edges, so you want a lot of this dark brown still showing, especially on the boots. You just want to be doing these little creases in the boots and the kind of very top bit. So we'll get him done, and then we'll base them up, and then we'll see all three together.
And here he is once he's based and the last bit of layers are all done. And here's all the different schemes together. So as you can see, they're all quite similar, but enough difference to make them stand out and make your own skyport as different as you want. As always, if you like these videos, please hit that like and subscribe button. If you want to see any specific videos, please let us know in the comments below, and I'm sure we'll be able to put something together for you. But until next time, take care and we'll see you soon.